Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. The only source of knowledge is experience. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. A ship is always safe at shore, but that is not what it's built for. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Everything that can be counted does not necessarily count. Everything that counts cannot necessarily be counted. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. A human being is part of a whole called by us the universe, a part limited in time and space. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Information is not knowledge. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am. Logic will get you from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Solitude is painful when one is young, but delightful when one is more mature. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. Reading after a certain age diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. You have to learn the rules of the game. And then you have to play better than anyone else. I never made one of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking.